Good morning, entrepreneurs. Aline here, founder of 700 Business, and this is day 20 of our challenge of 30 days of wisdom and meditation. And the last 2 days, I spoke about. One day, I spoke about a different approach into, having conversation with people rather than trying to convince them. We just apply the curiosity conversation. And yesterday I spoke about how to become emotionally intelligent and how these two together will make us amazing leaders. And today I want to bring one of our emotions, just so we can understand a bit of our emotions, And the first one, this emotion is I think is so connected to entrepreneurship that all of us entrepreneurs in one level or the other, we all feel fear. We all in different degrees, but we all feel afraid of our taking risks in our businesses or taking risks to start a new business. And talking about my experience with fear, so I had two different approaches in my life so far. So the first approach that I had in my life was I would suppress my fear, I would ignore it, and I would go with fear. They say this is being courageous. No, it's not courageous. Yeah, if you have courage, if you have courage, it means that you feel afraid, but you go anyway. So this is what being a courageous people is. And that's what I did, like for a long time of my life. I just would feel the fear and go anyway. And what happened was, after a while, using this approach, I felt completely drained. I had like no energy to push myself into doing stuff anymore. No energy. And what did I have to do? So I had to work on my mindset. So I had to understand what was creating that fear, all that fear that I had. So understanding now, what is fear? So essentially, it's when we see something that is risky and our brain look at that risk and think, oh, this human is going to die. My human is going to die. So, yeah, I think I should trigger this fear in a way of... So, of course, it will depend. Sometimes it will paralyze us and sometimes it will just make us feel very wary or like aware of what's going on, aware of the situation and aware of our own capacity or our own abilities to deal with whatever's there. But it will definitely make us aware. Or on the other hand, of course, sometimes it makes us absolutely drunk of that feeling. Like, when you drink too much, you just lose your consciousness. So it's the same. When you feel too afraid, you may lose your ability to be someone who's, rational. Okay, this fear is not going to kill me. So what is really going on here? So if the fear that we feel it's too paralyzing, we can't really become successful entrepreneurs. Or if we do eventually become successful in our ventures, there's probably something that is paying for it. So other departments of our lives will pay for all that braveness. So being brave is about not having the fear, so going without the fear. So actually the other departments would pay for our braveness, for our courageousness, let's say. So, and this was my second approach. So I worked on my mindset to make my subconscious mind understand that the risks that I was taking wouldn't actually kill me. But our brain is quite smart, So if you feel afraid of taking risks in business or taking risks in general, it's because there are maybe some limitations in your abilities that you have to work on. That's essentially it. So this is my approach now. So if I feel afraid, I just take like 5 minutes to breathe and to go within. It's like, okay, I'm afraid. What is it? And sometimes I feel afraid, but I'm just like, I'm all the time checking within. Like, it's really like something that is paralyzing me, or it's just like, oh yeah, it's just, something new. And sometimes we can even be a bit like, oh, confused. Is it excitement that is a bit over the top, or is just really fear? So anyway, you have to check within. If your fear is paralyzing you, there is something you have to work on in your mindset. Otherwise, other department of your life is going to pay for it. So I highly recommend you to always get maybe a guided meditation and go within and ask yourself, okay, what is it? What is it that is making me so fearful? What can I get from it? How can I make it easier? What can I change in this situation, or what can I change in myself so I go with more certainty? I go without fear, So let's meditate on that. So our fears, essentially, this feeling is essentially trying to keep us safe. It's essentially trying to not let us die. But we know most of the things in our environment, most of the things in our lives are not, potentially killers. It's not gonna kill us. Like, oh, your investors may be getting angry because growing, your company is not growing fast enough. It's not gonna kill you, like literally, not gonna kill your body, but it's the image that we put out, and we want to be successful. So, but anyway, this fear that we're feeling, that is not really, when we're not really understanding what our fear is telling us, then it's when all the complications may have been in our lives. So I highly, highly recommend you to go within and check, what is that? Okay, so let's meditate on that. Let's make a clear path to your brain, to your subconscious mind, to this feeling, specific feeling. Yesterday we connected with all the feelings, but let's connect with this one, because it's really important for us entrepreneurs to have this to be really connected to this feeling, so we can change whatever we need to change in order to really have an easy path and pleasant path. So you cannot enjoy your business, you cannot enjoy your life if you're afraid of it all the time, right? So let's just make a clear path into your subconscious mind, your rational mind, and this feeling that is so important, just trying to keep you safe and trying to keep you alive. Essentially is that. Okay, so take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Focus on the energy of your heart, and imagine that this energy is spreading everywhere through your body, going down through your legs until it finds the earth, and it becomes like a root, a strong, powerful root that goes inside of the earth, all the way in, going through layers and layers of ground, rocks, until it finds the center of the earth. Take a deep breath and notice what it feels like to be grounded. This is the energy of not being, drunk, of not getting drunk by your fear. It's when you're grounded, you're stable, you're safe. So breathe into it. And now you can imagine that your energy is going to spread all around to the place that you're in, to the city that you're in, to the country that you're in, to all the nations in our planet, all the seas, all the mountains and valleys. Imagine that from the center of the earth to everywhere you become one with our planet. Take a deep, deep breath. And now you can imagine that you, our planet, and everything in the universe is going to become one. You're going to spread your energy, your consciousness to all the planets, all the galaxies, all the stars. Just feel the feeling of expanding your energy, expanding your awareness. Take another deep breath. Now you're going to expand even further to everything beyond the universe. Just imagine there's some lights and you're going to expand there, all your energy, all your consciousness. Take a deep, deep breath. And now you can imagine that everything turns into a white light. Everything and beyond the universe, everything in the universe, our planet and you. Imagine that there's no separation. There's no divisions or boundaries. We are all one energy, one thing. Notice what it feels like to be like that, to be one with everything. Now you're going to bring to your consciousness this feeling, the feeling of fear. And now you can imagine that there's a path to your mind, to your rational mind, to your subconscious mind, to this feeling of fear. And you're going to forgive yourself for thinking that this is an inconvenient emotion. It's there to protect you. It's there to keep you safe. So take a deep breath and visualize this path being created. And every time you feel afraid, you know, you understand what is that you need to do. What is that you need to change in your environment, in the situation that you're in, or in your attitude. So everything is safe. You're taking risks, but you feel you're safe to take these risks. Just visualize and feel what it's like to be connected to all your emotions, and especially this one. It's safe to be connected to this emotion. Now you're gonna visualize yourself acting like this in your daily life, in your business, in all the relationships that you have, in all the departments of your life. When you feel fear, you understand what it's telling you. Just imagine what it would look like. What would it feel like to be this person? What are you doing? What are you thinking? How are you acting and reacting to situations in your life? Just imagine how positive it is to be connected and understand this emotion. deeply and easily. Take a deep, deep breath. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.